Check your emails lately?
What are you talking about, Frankie?
You really don't know?
Honestly, I would love to chat with you, but I gotta be moving on.
But Beanie called, Lonnie. He said he emailed you with some really significant news. I mean, really big stuff. Really big stuff.
I gotta go finish shaving, and then you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I wanna get a job.
A job? What job?
There's an opening at Mr. E's.
Mr. E's? That little dive on Audubon Street? That crap vintage graveyard?
Correction. It's the best vintage record shop on the West Coast.
What do you got back there?
Nothing.
What's behind your back?
Nothing.
That's Elvis's coffee mug. That's the one we sold to Pappy Tatum for $1,200.
You got your $600.
You're shaving with it. You kept it and you're shaving with it.
I do everything with it. Sometimes I even drink coffee from it.
Aren't you even curious about the big news from Beanie?
Well, what is it? Is it more DNA from a hairbrush?
Their money isn't good enough?
We don't know it was real.
We don't know that it wasn't. Are you crazy? We can get some real serious change for this report. The museum wants you. They are willing to pay.
$100 and a tank of gas.
No, more.
How much more?
If this turns out like I think it will, we're talking a couple grand. And our reputation.
Come on. I'm gonna be late.
Okay. This morning I get a call from Beanie. He's looking for you. He tells me about this call he's got from a retired UCLA engineering professor. This professor tells him, are you listening, Lonnie?
Yeah.
That he has irrefutable photographic evidence that Elvis is alive.
Irrefutable.
Irrefreaking-refutable. Elvis stayed with him. The picture was taken at this guy's house. This is the Holy Grail, man.
Photoshop.
Polaroid.
What's his angle?
I don't think he has an angle. He just wants to give it away. He's a dull engineering geek, you know. He's not into real music. He likes classical music and chanting monks. I mean, he's heard of Elvis, but never cared one way or another.
He's heard of him?
Yeah, heard of him. Like I've heard of Zimbabwe. I mean, I know it exists, but I couldn't point it out on a map.
He's not some kook running around with Elvis's likeness in a potato chip.
Exactly. So our professor, he's out on the beach one night counting grunion, and he meets this guy, kind of down and out. They get to talking. This guy is polite and friendly, and the professor kind of takes a shine to him, brings him home for dinner.
How does he know it's Elvis?
I'm coming to that part. The whole time the professor is thinking, I know this guy, but he can't place him. Then this mysterious stranger gets ready to leave, finally, and the professor flat out asks him, where do I know you from? And do you know what he says?
What?
I used to be a king.
A king?
Yep. And a light bulb goes off in the professor's head. I know this guy. It's Elvis Presley.
And he claims to have irrefutable photographic evidence, a Polaroid.
That's right. And Beanie wants it today.
Why today?
All right, you see, this professor, he's going to the Mayo Clinic in a couple of hours. I mean, we are really late on this thing. You know, I don't know if he's going to kick it. He's up in years, and he wants the photo in safe hands sooner rather than later.
Well, you know, Frankie, it sounds good, but, well, you know how these things play out. All hope and no dope.
Come on, this will be the centerpiece of the museum.
All right, but where does he live?
Just the other side of the bay. Just 20 minutes, wait, most.
Maybe it was just a lark, you know. Maybe it was all over in 77. And everything since has just been our little dog and pony show.
Well, you're wrong.
What does it matter if Elvis is still alive?
Okay. You're having a bad day, so I'll forgive you for saying that.
No, I'm serious.
Don't be flippant. This is bigger than us.
If Elvis were alive, apparently he'd be hanging out at the beach with an engineer. You know, even if we did find him, it's not like he's a freaking leprechaun. He's gonna give us a pot of gold. He's not gonna start recording and touring again just because we outed him.
Hey, look, I don't even know. I mean, I'm not saying I'd want him to record another album. Moody Blue wasn't fantastic, but even I realized that anything would be a disappointment.
Hey, Moody Blue had one good song.
Well, whose life has turned out exactly like they thought it would? You know? When I first became aware of Elvis, I didn't exactly think I'd become obsessed. All right. I generally thought there'd be more for me, but so far, that hasn't been the case. It's right there. Come on. Professor Reno? Professor Reno? Hello? Professor Reno? Professor Reno? Is anybody here?
I'm gonna need help with these bags.
Oh,
Where's the cab?
We're not cab drivers.
Take your car and give me a ride to the airport with these bags, okay, fellas?
we don't have a car, sir.
You don't have a car. Who are you?
I got the email.
You have an email. I expected you last week. Take off your shoes, help me with the bags.
Oh, take off our shoes.
Take off our shoes.
We're representatives of the Elvis is Alive Museum in Wright City, Missouri. I'm Frankie Tompkins, and this is Lonnie Beale.
Yeah, well, I kind of gave up on you boys.
I'm sorry for the delay, sir.
I contacted that museum weeks ago.
Well, so how exactly did you meet Elvis?
I was at the beach, about 11 o'clock at night. Okay, there was a full moon, high tide. That's when the grunion run. This man, this kind of elderly man who was there, he was taking the grunion that was stuck on the beach. He was picking them up gently, almost lovingly. Then when the next wave came, he'd put them gently into the water and they went back out.
And that was Elvis?
I didn't know it was Elvis at the time. He said his name was Deke.
Deke! Deke! That was... Did he look all right?
He looked quite dapper, really.
Dapper.
Yeah, dapper. Beautiful suit. Handmade. Nothing off the rack. Italian handmade loafers.
Italian loafers?
And then he's running right into the surf, counting the grunions with me, getting water all over his beautiful pants. Not a care in the world, you know?
That is so nice.
Yes. I invited him here, to my house. He stayed here. Slept here, right in my daughter's room.
He stayed here.
Right here. Come in, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Stayed right here. Right here in this room. He slept on my daughter's bed. Right there, that's right.
How long did he stay here?
Stayed here for a couple of weeks, actually. Stayed mostly here in this room. He was strumming my daughter's guitar and writing his songs.
Elvis doesn't write songs.
He does now.
His songs, of course, now seem to be actually full of joy.
How did you know that it was Elvis?
Yeah.
Here, come on into my study. Well, I knew his voice, you know? I mean, his voice was so familiar. I couldn't quite place it. So one day, I just said, "Where do I know you from?"
I used to be a king.
Yes, it's the Presley kid. Only older.
Didn't you just come right out and ask him?
Well, listen, boys. I know you have a lot of questions, all right? If you'd been here a week earlier, we could have some cheese, some coffee, and I could give you a detailed description. But my cab is due any second now. How about a little less conversation? We share this secret with the world.
Yes. How exciting!
Yeah.
Elvis told me about the museum.
Elvis knows about the Elvis is Alive Museum?
He's been there once. He said it was a hoot.
Maybe he knows about it, Sluggy!
All right.
I don't get it. This looks like you.
Well, Elvis took the picture.
Where's Elvis?
Elvis took the picture.
Is that a thumb?
I think I can make out some ridge detail in this thumbprint. And I happen to know there's a complete set of Elvis's fingerprints at Graceland.
What are you saying, Lonnie?
I'm saying we're going to Graceland.